Hello, everyone. Thank you once again for joining us on this amazing series of Break the Cycle of Brokenness, which started with a prayer for my children, which now has turned into a book, which is coming out and it'll be ready on June 1st. And now it has turned into a Blab series, which is absolutely amazing. Other people bold and unapologetically enough to be able to share their story as to what allowed them to be broken, but not only to be broken, but what do they do in order for them to overcome their brokenness. And there's so many people that's in this world, no matter what age you are, gender, it doesn't matter. We all are going through something. And so I honestly believe that this movement is bigger than me. It's not a me. It's just something that I was called to do. And here I am. I don't understand it sometimes. I really don't. But I'm just totally, totally grateful just to be able to not only share my story, share and hear and let other people share their story on this amazing platform. So no longer will I allow this young lady to wait to share her story. It's how she came up with the topic of learning to love me. That alone is powerful. So, Brittany,
Yeah.
I'm turning it over to you. Tell us about Brittany and how did you come up with this topic of learning to love me? That's powerful.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. First of all, I would like to thank Miss Vanessa. She has been a mentor, a friend, like a second mama since a year and a half ago. We met on LinkedIn, so I want to thank her for one being that role model in my life, but two, pushing me and encouraging me to let the world know who I am outside of just pictures or go a little deeper. So I thank her for that. But like I said, I'm Brittany. I'm from Mississippi, born and raised. I'm 25 years old. During the day, I work in the chemicals industry, which has been quite challenging, but also very, very rewarding. I never thought that I would have a hard hat and some boots, but when it calls for it, I have to throw that on. And outside of that, part time, I like to call it lifestyle planning, helping families and in particularly women look at their finances, see where they are, and help them trying to get where they're trying to go, because my background is in accounting and finance. How I came up with learning to love me. When she told me about breaking the cycle, I was like, "Ooh, I really don't, know which way I'm gonna go with this." But just the Holy Spirit was like, learn and love me, and it just
Hmm.
came about, I guess, the different experiences that I had in my life. There's a lot of things that I had to learn. But it all kind of drew back to like learning to love you. Like when you love yourself, there's certain things that um, you don't tolerate, or certain things different about how you carry yourself. So that's how the topic came about. And I'm just grateful that I'm having the opportunity to y'all are listening on, taking time out of your evening and just to get to know who I am, and how I came to that topic to share with you tonight.
Wow. First of all, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be able to be a part of your journey and to be able to open up to me, to allow me to be able to pour more into you that the things that I've learned along the way of this journey called life. And that
Yeah.
alone is like, that's amazing. You know what I mean? To find that divine connection with people and to be able to just, do your work, do your calling, do your purpose, and don't apologize for it. That's what it's about. Is to be able to empower other people because you never know who needs it. You just
Definitely.
don't. And so that alone is amazing. So what happened in your life, Brittany, that what broke you? What broke you in whatever that you was going through, what broke you in your life. But then,
Yeah. Well,
what did you
okay.
do to overcome that brokenness?
What did I do to overcome it? That was the last part to that question. Okay, I think I heard you correctly on that. Well, I'll just give you everybody a little background. Of course, like I said, I grew up in Mississippi, so being in the Southern culture, uh, you're always taught to, treat everybody with love and respect, which is definitely something that I still stick to. But I had a situation when I was in high school, actually. It looks like we lost Miss Vanessa. But we'll keep going. Yeah, I was in high school, and I found myself in a relationship that wasn't healthy, that was pretty much a domestic violence relationship. So here I am at 16 and 17, this being my first, I guess you would consider, serious relationship in high school, and being in a relationship where um, you're not appreciated and you're not valued, and not really knowing how to deal with those situations because I'm young, and um, you don't really want to tell your friends because you feel like you'll be judged. So that was a situation that went on for quite a while, for like a year, a little over that. But then it became, I guess, you kind of like a snowball, it keeps getting bigger and bigger, and then you just can't hide, what's actually going on. So, so I had to eventually share that with my close family and friends, and it just was a time in my life where I was broken because I knew that um, this was a situation that I couldn't deal with by myself, and I had to. Uh, this is Miss Vanessa here. Hold on just a second. I knew that I had to um, keep God first, and also uh, get the help of other people. And sometimes we don't like to do that because we feel like uh, you feel like one that you'll be judged for it, or there's sometimes people that are inconsiderate, that say, well, I would never do that, or I would never tolerate that. And that's one of the things I learned too, because you never know how you react and respond in certain situations until you're actually in them. So going through that was so hard. I was broken to the point to where I lost like 15 or 20 pounds, and not being able to do certain things that what my normal life usually consisted of. I had to, be aware of where I was going, or, where I was with. And, that's a terrible, terrible experience for you, not to be certain, was it safe to go here, or making sure somebody's with you, just to ensure just your everyday going in and coming out. So that was a situation that broke me, but that's when I started figuring out, like, okay, number one, you have to know who you are, and that's high school, and even in college, or even where I am now, it's a constant um, journey of knowing that. But I think your values, and what you believe in, and who and believing in yourself, helps you get a better grasp of that, and you start to just get you just start to become clear, and it's like, what, I don't deserve this. What, God created me for something so much bigger than to stay in this position. So when the relationship finally came to an end, that was just really the beginning of the healing process, right? Like, you're finally out of it, you're like, okay, but you're still healing, because we're humans, we're sensitive, especially, women, and we're led a lot by our emotions and not necessarily logic. So it's first working through, okay, love is emotion, but logically I can't be with someone who doesn't respect me verbally or respect me physically. So that was the first thing. The second thing was, okay, drawing back on my spiritual background with my family. I've always been active in church and in prayer. So then drawing on that, like, okay, yeah, this happened, but God also loves me. And, that's how God grows us, through trials and tribulations. So I've seen that as a part of it. Like, okay, what am I supposed to learn from this? Because God's love for me doesn't change. And the same love that he has for me, I need to have for myself. And then the third thing was, anything that you go through is bigger than you. At the time, I didn't know that. I was like, you know what? This is not cool, God. I didn't sign up for this, because when you try to do the right thing and you steady get, different things come at you, you sometimes question why that situation is happening to you. So the third one, I really evolved to that, because I was like, okay, now how can this be used for the glory of God? How can I use this experience and use this trial to help another girl or to help another person. And this is the first time that I've actually even spoken about this publicly. And this is what I was 17 at the time. I'm 25 now, so 8 years. And not that necessarily I was ashamed of it, but I just never, publicly spoke about it. So that, to me, that's still something that growing from an experience to where you can be open enough to say, all right, let me share this because somebody could be blessed from it. So that was just one situation when it was, of course, me and another person. But as I progressed, going to college at this point, this would be 2011. I had friends in high school, and you have those friends in high school that you think that you're going to be BFFs forever. Like, you go everywhere together, you eat together, you sleep over each other's house. So you always think that certain people will be in your life, but I've grown to learn that people are in your life for a season and a reason. I know that sounds kind of cliche, but when I got to college, I said, okay, this is what I'm trying to do. I majored in accounting and business, and I was focused on what I wanted to do. But then I have, a few friends in my life that aren't really focused, that aren't really sure about what they want to do, which is fine. We all go through periods of, we're trying to figure it out. But I think indecisiveness isn't an excuse to be lazy or be just content with where you are. So that was another phase. Phase two, I would say, of learning to love me, the people that I'm around and in my life and who I'm spending time with. So that became a challenge because I have friends that you're with all the time that are like sisters, but you see yourself growing and progressing to a different dimension, and you have to decide, okay, how do we now benefit each other in this friendship? Because relationships are, it should be a give and take. It shouldn't be a leech type situation. It shouldn't be something that you're just in just for for any type of reason. Any type of relationship should be, okay, this is what this person is in my life, and this is how I give, this is how I benefit from it. So that was indeed a challenge, limiting time that you spend with them. And then some people I just had to say, it's been great, but I see that we're going in two different directions. And that was a situation where I feel like too, learning to love me, and I'm very grateful because I was able to be productive, even more productive and focused, and reach my goals a lot easier than being around more like-minded people than people that you've outgrown, but you just stay around because it's comfortable to you. So that would be, I guess, phase two of that. So going through college and just learning that it's an everyday thing. And then I guess,
thank you.
Hey,
I don't know
glad
what
to have
happened.
you back.
I don't know what happened, but I'm glad you keep talking.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. So, yeah, okay. I don't have time to fill you in, but
I'll watch the replay.
And I guess I'm on phase three now of phase three of loving to learn me in career, right? Like I graduated 2 years ago, and I've been blessed, to have dibble and dabble in, kind of what I want to do. First, I was in banking and finance for really less than a year. And then now doing what I'm doing at a chemical company has been awesome. It feeds into my adventurous side of things. But ultimately, of course, I know I was created for more than just traditional lifestyle. And I use that time. Thank you so much. And I use time outside of work to do things that I know I was created to do. And it's just a choosing of, okay, I love me, exactly. So I have to do what's best for me, right? I love me, so I have to respect myself and also demand respect from other people, right? Like sometimes we're like, well, this person was disrespectful. I truly feel that if you show if you demand respect from people, people have no choice but to give you respect. So sometimes when we get disrespect, it's like, okay, what energy, what vibrations am I putting off to cause this person to feel like they even have the right to do that? So it is an awesome journey of life, and I'm just very grateful that um, God has evolved me and took me through some very painful things, but it was worth it. Like it was so worth it, because I wouldn't be the woman that I am, or the woman that I'm still becoming, if I didn't go through the tears and the heartbreak. And first heartbreak, you just think you're gonna die. It feel like his heart is on the floor.
So true.
like you just don't know if the world, if the sun gonna come out tomorrow. But and sometimes it did, but sometimes it didn't feel like it did in your life. Like you get to a point to where you feel like you're living, but you're not even living. I don't know if anybody can relate to that, but it's just like you get up and it's just like, oh, you're eating, you're eating, you're interacting, but you're still not there. And that's a scary place to be. And I just encourage, anybody that goes through that, you just numb and you just going through the motions and kind of like wishing the day would end. And because it just doesn't seem like the light's going to come. But like my faith in God was just like, it became so much stronger, because you have to understand that, God created you. And because he created you, he knew that you would still need his strength and his love and his faith. And if you ever cut loose of that, like life, you just not gonna make it. Like, you have to have something bigger than yourself that you strive to be, and something that you can, hold on to and draw back on. Life gets tough. So it has been an awesome, my connections. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Adrian.
Yeah, and I hate that. But my faith grew so much more, and now I just use those experiences, when I meet a young girl, or someone, anyone. And that's another thing. Like, our ministry doesn't have to just reach a certain demographic. Like, your story can touch an 80-year-old woman, or a 50-year-old woman, or even a man, that might have went through the same experiences. So I'm glad that I've learned myself enough to love myself enough to also share it with other people.
And to that point, they don't get to the point that they are worth the love for themselves, but they have to love themselves first. Instead of expecting someone else to fill the void that you're missing, but really it's you. It's not for somebody else to come in and so-called show you love. Because if they're going to give the version of their love, but then when things don't work out right, they show a whole nother side. You like, dang, is this part of love over here? If that's part of love over here, I don't think I seen or want to know what that is. So once you learn how to really love yourself, like truly love yourself, I mean, from the end, not, just sitting there and just being still. Sometimes that's a good thing to do, but be there alone. You know what I mean? Get in tune with you and who you are. And that way you will know that, dang, I know how to love me. I know that I would not hurt someone else intentionally just because of ill will. You know what I mean? Once you get in tune with that, then you're like, okay, I know I'm not going to accept anything less than. If you can't show me something that's greater, or show me that there's more to love than this, what I'm showing myself, and I know I do a darn good job at it, and I've come a long way, and you come in here thinking that you're going to change the game? No. See, I got this thing where I call it now, I can smell BS a mile away. A mile away. Because I know you coming in here thinking that you're trying to sweet talk somebody, or you want to do this and doing that. That's why you never tell a person, especially if you're in a dating game, you never tell the person at the very beginning, I love walks on the beach. I love watching the sun. I love all those things. But if you telling them this is what you like, they're going to give you what you told them. But then when that gets old, then it's like, well, what else? You know what I mean? Because now you already gave them the small things that you only like. So that means you devalued yourself instead of them trying to figure out how can I get in to know this person more beyond the surface right here. How can I be able to get to know this person? So that's how you got to be able to ask certain questions, and then sometimes you just got to keep stuff to yourself. Not trying to be funny. Let them figure it out. If you really want to get to know me, I'm just saying, you're going to be able to ask those questions. You're going to be able to show up when you still not knowing, but you're still trying to find your way. But when you showing up, you showing me that you really do care, that you really have great intentions, versus you sending me a text. Why are you sending me a text? My phone works fine. Is this going to be a texting relationship? If you allow yourself to go on a date with somebody and they not even open up your door, you got to tell them to open up your door. I'm just saying. So you know what I mean? So at some point in your life, you're like, wait a minute, I settled for that over there. That's not what. Upgrade yourself. I'm not trying to be funny. Sometimes we just got to be upgraded. But first, we got to know that we worth the upgrade. So that means you got to do the work on yourself first. Okay.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that the last couple of days. Just hearing different conversations, reading different things on social media. You know, we so quick to put out what we want, number one. And, that's okay. It's two-parted. It's good because one, you know what you want, but not everybody deserves to know what you want. And then the third part of that is too, are you ready for what you're asking for?
Go ahead. Now you done started something. Go ahead. Finish it up.
because
Finish it up. Come on now.
Yeah, because we lay out the list. Well, I want him to be this and this and this, and it's okay to have expectations, but we must first understand that we're all human. We're all flawed. So we have to make sure that our expectations are realistic, and we have to make sure that we can meet that. Sometimes we want things that we're not prepared for. Okay, if I do get this person in a committed relationship, can I keep him? Do I know what it takes? Because there's going to be some times where he can't love you the way that you need to be loved. So you have to be strong enough to love you yourself. We're looking for peace and happiness and love in other people. That's not the point of a relationship. The point is for that person to complement what I already have. Because if I depend on that person to be the source of my love and the source of my peace and the source of my happiness, when that source stops, I become dehydrated.
Oh. Come on.
What I need you to do.
Excuse me.
What I need. Yeah.
I love that. I love the
need,
fact when you said dehydrate. I'm like,
you see what I'm saying?
Come on.
Yeah. And then a part of loving yourself is I only give from my overflow. I have a cup. We're cups. Everything in my cup is for Britney. It's not for this person. That comes with friends too. So what happens is, when you start giving from your cup and not your overflow, you automatically make that person a thief. Like, oh, he took or she took, but you gave something from yourself that you needed for yourself. You need to keep that. If it's not an overflow of yourself, don't give it away, because that's a part of loving yourself. So we, become all these things to all these people. We don't know how to say no. And then when we burnt out and when we feel like nobody cares or we feel like we're not loved, it's because we gave away too much that we should have kept for ourselves. So learning to love yourself it's not being necessarily selfish, but then in a way it is not in the way that on the bad characteristics of things, but you have to make sure that you love yourself enough to know, hey, if all things fall down, all the chips go wrong, everything goes left, if I love myself and I know who I am, I can still press on, So yeah.
Where's the hallelujah up in here? I'm just saying. I don't even know if I need to say nothing behind that, because that especially in it's hard to find younger people like yourself to be able to think on that level, like, wait a minute, I've been down this road and I'm willing to do the work on myself so I don't have to come back over here again. But now you're able to go back and to other people to let them know, don't be letting nobody take from this right here. This is yours, and you're gonna give it to them. So it's like you owning your own power. And you know what I mean? You can, like, hold on, yeah, you are being selfish, but sometimes you have to be selfish not to give it all away, not to give, because you have to be able. Because I got to be realistic with it. Because if that person is, I mean, that person could be amazing. Oh my God, you got the most amazing connection going on. But what if that person right now was going through something, and you just like, hold on, I don't know what to do. Yeah, now you know what to do because you worked on yourself before you got in this relationship, and you can go back over here to this cup and say, hold on, do you remember this? This is something that you always lean back on. That foundation that you have is right here. So in this relationship, while you're going through them hard times, because this person is worth fighting for, just like he's been fighting for you, you know what I mean? I got something over here. And that's when you know, hold on, I'm in a good place. Because when you know that this relationship is really good, when you could go through some real crazy stuff together and come out stronger than ever. So learning to love you is some powerful stuff. And a lot of times, young people, because I've been there, we don't do that. We just don't. For whatever reason that caused that situation to happen, we don't love ourselves. But then we take it on after relationship, and we still wondering how we continue on because we never did the work. We never took time out to figure out why we keep hitting these roadblocks in our lives. And so I commend you for taking that step back and say, hold on, I'm going to do a self-evaluation check on me. Not on that person, but I'm going to self-evaluate myself. What am I missing? Because people who say they get married, oh, now I'm whole again. You should have been whole before you got married.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Sure. You know what I mean? I don't need, there's absolutely not going to be nobody that's going to be perfect. Absolutely nobody's going to be perfect. However, I want to be my best self before I walk down anybody's aisle or even accept somebody's hand in marriage. You know what I mean? Because I know I'm worth it. I am worth it. And I want to be with that person that's worth me fighting for. But I'm not going to settle. You can keep that over there. I'm not doing it. But I'm not doing it. Been there, done that, wrote a book about it. I'm not doing it. But make sure that you you have your ducks in a row. And they always say that, finance is the first thing that people wind up having problems with in a relationship. That could be true and all. However, there's way more things. There's insecurity. You know what I mean? There's lack of something. There's something that they had never let go in their upbringing that they got now going on to this marriage or this relationship. And now you turn around, you're like, hold on, I'm not your mama, and you're not my daddy. And then now you have a conflict. Are you accepting callers, Vanessa? Yes, I am. And so you want to be able to come together as a man and woman working on this thing together and growing together. But still at the same time, as individuals, you are still able to grow as an individual. Make sense?
That makes sense. I seen a comment from Miss Yvette that said no one taught me, and that was a thought that came to my mind. I was watching, I hardly ever watch the news, but last night there was just a series of school fights on video, right? Because now we have the Snapchat, we have YouTube, we have, the cell phones and the schools that were on TV. The kids are allowed to take their phone to school. So that can be a good thing, when the child is in emergency, or that may be something that isn't right, that a child can capture. But then on the flip side of that is you have fights and, different things that are going on, that are really dehumanizing people, about people getting beat up. Let me see, does technology play a role at all as to why generation can't find? Absolutely, because you have so many images of women that are not really who they truly are, but they're photoshopped and they have different things that we see. So ideally, when you see something that looks appealing, that the world is telling you this is beauty, this is what power looks like, this is what success looks like, and if you don't know who you are, you automatically want to become whatever that looks like. That person is beautiful. So it plays a huge role, and we don't have moderation in the things that we do. There's no point to be on Facebook and Instagram and all that all day long, unless that's your profession, because what happens, it starts touching the parts of your life, like, oh, he has a nice husband, when I have that husband, oh, she's beautiful, she traveled here, oh, so you automatically try to become those things if you don't know who you are. So social media can be toxic in a lot of different ways, but if you know how to use it, like anything else, you find out that, okay, this is just what this, everyone posted their best moments on Facebook. Some people share different things, may want prayer, or may share a tragedy, but overall, most people use social media to highlight their best moments. So when you know that, you look at it, you know how to perceive it. What love is, experience. How will you know what love is if you have never personally experienced it? By starting with yourself. Well, what for me, it's spending time by myself, and that's hard. When you may have children, or you may even be in a relationship. The first thing, spending time with yourself, paying attention to what you like. Just going throughout a day and just saying, okay, how did I respond to this? What is it that I like? What is it that I enjoy? Do I like traveling? Do I like doing this certain thing? And it becomes, I think she actually has just a signal issue, but if you've never personally experienced it, I think, one, just spending time by yourself, two, reading inspirational books and different things that help you affirm what you already are, because we are all made from love. So you're naturally loved, even though if you can't really identify that you love yourself just yet, it's just in you. So you have to just nurture it like anything else. A child grows up, from love, or even lack of. That's why some children, act out in different ways, because they may not have the love that they needed to cultivate their mind and their spirit to be of love. So that's why you see, like you said, different fights. Children are acting out because they're missing love. When a person is loved and nourished, just like a plant, you water it, you love on it, you put sunlight on it, it grows. Same with humans. So even if you never experienced, it's never too late to start. Every morning I listen to videos about, worth and awesomeness, and even, the Bible is a great resource. You think about Esther and Martha and Mary. These are women that changed the world, right? So you can do the exact same thing. It's just a commitment to yourself every single day, that no matter what your hair looks like, no matter how you feel, it's about choosing. And choosing comes with logic and not necessarily how you feel.
I totally agree. Totally agree with what you're saying. Yvette has said something about she was not taught something at the top, and I can't find it right now, but it was something that she was not taught, right? And this is the thing to you, Yvette, and anybody who knows me, I don't know how to sugarcoat for nothing in the world. I just don't. Not only you, but it's many people that wasn't taught a lot of things. And speaking from experience for myself, I wasn't taught tons of stuff. When I say tons, wait till the book come out, then you'll understand where I'm coming. Be realistic. I wasn't taught a lot, but I took a stand to be able to learn a lot. Make sense? Because I didn't want. I have babies. They depended on me. So because somebody didn't teach me something, but I know there's more beyond right now, I'm going to be able to go do the work. I'm going to get with some people that's willing to be able to get me back on the road to where I'm supposed to be. Let me get back on a track. Show me the right track that I could get on, so I can be able to walk to whatever destination that I need to get to. And that means forgiveness, right? because we too busy going around and we mad at everybody else because we done did X, Y, E, and now we going on in life and we have this pity party and we got self-doubt going on, and we, we want somebody to pat us on the back, say, baby, it's okay. Yeah, it's going to be okay, but are you willing to do the work so it can be? You know what I mean? And so then you got to go through that. Then you go and have no belief in yourself. So I had to walk to the next path to get to the belief system. What do I need to do to get over there so I can know what it feels like to believe in myself? And that's the work again within myself. I can't go and teach my children and say, oh, well, you go do X, Y, and Z. And here I am, a hypocrite. And I wasn't willing to do the work. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you how not to do this in a relationship, but I'm in every relationship that I possibly can. I'm over here wide open, like I'm over here at 24 hours McDonald's, not trying to be funny, but being realistic. But I'm telling y'all not to do the same thing, but I'm doing it. It makes no sense. So I have to do the work on myself so I can be able to do, well, hey, pray about it. That prayer turns into that book. I never thought I was going to turn into this book, but because I know I needed some work within myself, I couldn't sit here and worry about what my father didn't do, what my mama didn't do, or who didn't show up, or who should have called. I cannot worry about any of that because they're going to live their life, destroy their life, go on to the next person and do the same thing to the next person. And whoever broke me down, they're going to go down the next road and break somebody else down. So I'm going to continue to be on this pity train. I'm going to get my butt off that train and learn how to be able to work on myself so my children don't be riding on that same darn train that they thought I was going to be on. So don't continue going because someone has not taught you something. When are you a able-bodied, a grown person, you need to know that now that I have to do some work on myself, and don't be ashamed and don't be embarrassed that you yourself because you are broken. But you are never too old. It's never too late to mend what. So don't speak that into yourself because somebody didn't teach you those things. That may be true. So you could get out of space that you're in so you can move on and retrieve whatever the next blessing that God has for you. I hope that makes sense to what I'm saying. We have to do better because look at the next generation. These kids are killing each other one by one. You see that little girl who was killed in a bathroom. She was killed in a bathroom and they recorded on a video. Who does that craziness? But people are doing this stuff because they got access to this technology that we did not have way back then. We had to come home and pick up the analog phones. We had to go to a page. We had pagers. Now we got this stuff now where it's growing like crazy with this technology. And people are, instead of using it for good, they're using it for evil. So if it's like this now where, people are not catching on, they need to catch up or they're going to be left behind. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be funny. But at some point, sometime in your life, you have to go dig deeper into your soul to get it right. You will have enough time because you're still living to see another day to get it right. Don't allow nobody to tell you that you can't. Don't stop surrounding yourself around those people. If that's the case, you're around the wrong people. If somebody's telling you that you will never be nothing, you will never have. I remember us talking, what was it? Wasn't earlier this week on the last blab? We was talking about relationships. At some point, we got to get it together. You are deserving of your best work, You are an art. You are a piece of work. So you telling me because that art is not sculpted the way you thought it was going to be, you're going to leave it like that and you're not going to work on it no more? Is that what you're going to say? You are a piece of art. Work. If that means the color.
Yeah. I think she's.
Yeah, it took me a while. This is.
Well, hello. Thank you for joining us.
I know some people are watching, but I mean, you could come from any direction with this topic. I kind of want to ask, like, where did all this start? Like, where did it stem from? Because I mean, there's so many ways to approach this topic. There's so many factors.
Yeah, I think it stemmed from, well, the root of it was I chose the topic, learning to love me, and it came from me being in an unhealthy relationship in high school and learning how to love myself, evolving out of that situation, knowing what to expect, and mostly, just loving yourself enough to know, no, I don't deserve that. This isn't cool. So that's where it stemmed from. And then it went to relationships. And then it went to how to actually learn to love yourself. So that's kind of in the era that we are in now. So you kind of got in the last part of, how do you do that? Like, you didn't have a parent or parents or that role model to teach you how to do that, through their actions. Then how do you do that for yourself? So kind of tell us about, you want to chime in, what's kind of your perspective on all of that?
There's so many things going on in my mind because I've been spending the last 4 years trying to figure this crap out, man. It's hard. It's really hard in the society that we live in today. And you're surrounded by other kids, other folks, your age, older, younger, it doesn't matter, that are doing certain things with their lives. And it could be anything. To me, it could be religion. It could be a relationship. It could be your profession, your career, anything. And whether one of those things are the pinnacle for your life, or one of those things basically allow you to see where you're going to be in your future, in your world. It's
exactly.
I was a very privileged kid growing up. I think I had everything a child could ask for. A great mother, a great father. They're both still around. They worked really hard. They didn't make a lot of money, but I still had everything I wanted. Then I got into the adult world. This is my story. So everyone's different. Like Vanessa said, like you said, other people, they're not given this privilege. They're not born with the luxury of having both parents. And, you really take that for granted when you're like myself. And that's what happened. I entered a phase in my life where everything was going really well, but little did I know, I didn't understand myself. I didn't know myself. So everything was a facade, and I didn't realize it because I was just going with the flow. I was doing what everyone else was doing, what everyone else told you to do to make it to do very well in life. And I was in grad school. I was in a very good grad school, and certain things happened within my family. And that's my story. So my family issues started my whole deal in my whole life. So my mom is my everything. She's my rock. She's my love. And I die for that lady. I do everything for her. And that was the lady that was suffering a lot. And I decided I had no outlet because I was never taught that, how to deal with certain dilemmas, how to deal with certain issues in life. And I think that right there, whatever the issue may be, I think that can really derail you in your life. And that can really get you into, what is it about me that I need to work on? What is it about me that I need to get a grasp on so other people can accept me? Acceptance is a big thing for love. To feel loved, acceptance is huge. And if you can kind of get past that, I know it sounds so cliche, it might sound so stupid, but if you can get past that, answers come a lot. Do you hear that? I hear a little bumping sound. I left school.
You guys hear me?
I had a lot of. Can y'all hear me?
Okay.
Oh, Vanessa.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, Vanessa. Okay. Well, I left school, man. It took too much, and I was in dental school. That was my story, and it was a lot for me to let go of that because I wanted a good future for me and my parents, and I saw that I was going down a very slippery slope mentally, and a lot of people accepted my choice to leave school, and a lot of people judged. A lot of people accepted me, supported me. That's cool, but that wasn't enough for me to understand myself. So I was basically by myself. I was by myself for a good year and a half. And I mean, extreme solitude. And it wasn't hard because I never had that in my life. I was never completely sad. I was never completely happy. Think about that for a second. For me, that's really big. For you to be completely sad and completely happy in this world, it's very hard to get that because you're constantly pulled in different directions, whether it's with this damn phone, whether it's with the laptop, whether it's with the damn book. And, reading's good. Reading is the one thing that helped me. The one book that really helped me was The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. I'll type that in, and some of y'all may read it, may have read it. Some of you may not agree with me, but that's what helped me. And basically, he kind of goes in detail about understanding your own breath, understanding how your mind works. What do your eyes see? How do your eyes perceive your surroundings? Does it have to be the same as the person right next to you just because things are working out for them? No, absolutely not. But how do you do it? I don't have the answer to that. Every person has his own way, has his own deal. I don't know what you have to do personally, but you have to not look at others. You have to put that phone down. If you're at a very hard time in your life or you don't feel like you're loved, as y'all are saying, then you really have to get in tune with yourself. Again, I don't know how to do that. I don't know I don't have the answer to that. But I know what worked for me, and that was to be away from everyone, including my family, including the people that I really, really, that would move me the most. And I came back strong. I got accepted into medical school, which is not dental school. It was a little better, but I started in January and things worked out just fine. But it honestly is a distraction that people do put in your life. And, honestly, I've become somewhat of a pessimist over the past years, and it still has kind of lingered in me. I know naturally there's a lot of good in people. Every person has good in them, and you can't forget about that just because you don't get the attention or people don't reciprocate the way you want them to. You have to value yourself, and you have to know your worth, and you have to be able to sleep well at night knowing that. If you have $1 in your pocket,
I love it. And it's good coming from a perspective.
If you have $1, thank you, girl.
That is good. That is really, really good.
I appreciate that. And that's what I do. The thing that's helped me over the past 2 years, I kind of found myself about 2.5 years ago, and I went back to my high school. I went back to my elementary school even, because a lot of kids, they go through a lot. And when you're growing up, you grow up and you do what kids do. And when you finally become an adult and you look back, if you're privileged like I am and you go backwards, you definitely, you take everything as a grain of salt, and you find complete worth in the very little things you have in life. And that's what I did. And that's what I try to show these kids. I speak at least twice a month, every other Monday.
Oh, wow.
It's usually to kids. My last talk was my alma mater. I went to a university here. I'm in Dallas, so I stay very close to them. That helped me a lot, and that still helps me love myself, because there are some nights where I question myself, and there are some nights where I question what I do. Am I doing the right thing? But take everything day by day and helping others understand where you're at now. If it seems like y'all are at a very good place from what I hear, and I love what I've heard, but help others. That's if there's one thing, if I can't tell you how to tune in with yourself, it's help others. It's the biggest reward. It's better than anything else, honestly. But yeah, Vanessa was on a roll.
Yeah.
I know.
Thanks a lot for letting me on. I'm gonna stay on. I'm not leaving because I want to hear what's going on. But that's what I have to say. Sorry it took so long, but
it's okay. It's okay.
No, you're fine. I definitely agree with everything, and I can relate to that.
Thank you. Good.
Can you hear me, honey? Can you hear me? You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The devil is busy. The devil don't want this thing to work. I'm a believer. Since we've been doing this Blab series for this month of and having other people to be able to share their story, it's like absolutely amazing as how much this is helping people to be able to get them to understand that they are not alone in their journey, whatever that journey may be. They are not alone in that journey, and they do have a support system, and there's people that's just like them who's going through some things, or maybe have went through some things, but at the end of the day, they overcome those things. And that's what it's about. Because when we look at this world right now, so many people are just destroying. Like, how do you destroy every single thing around you and not understand that you have to be able to take a stand in order to make a difference? Who's going to be the leader in your community to be able to take that stand, to be able to help that next person, to pour into that next person, right? And if nobody else is doing it, we can't sit back and keep talking about it and not doing nothing about it. You know what I mean? So be that leader in your community so you can be able to make a difference somewhere. Because that next person who you done poured into, you done turns around and that person done picked up what you put down. And imagine they go on. And now we done set this tone that there's people that don't have to be celebrities, because let's keep it real honest here. We are our own celebrity in our own right. Every one of us is a celebrity in our own right. We don't have to wait for them to come to, to town or to be able to do something. We could do it. We just got to want to do it. We got to be sick and tired of what's going on in our community to be able to take a stand. Nothing would not happen if change, movement, your voice, anything would not happen if you don't use your voice. We have one. Ever you went through in your life, if you learned something in that process of that pain, was like you said that you didn't have to go through a lot of things like like myself. You had both of your parents. Well, I had both of my parents too, but both of my parents was just like, okay. Right. You know what I'm saying? But you had that, right? And so, but with you having that, you still experience things. You know what I mean? You're a human being just like the next person. You're going to fall just like the next person. But are you willing to get back up?
I have something kind of tough to say. It's that if
that's what it's about.
Well said, Vanessa. I love everything y'all are saying, man. This is Blab has been one of the best Blabs, because you'll go on Blab and you'll try to just kind of see what's going on. And I said, learning to love me. I was like, damn, I tried to do that a couple of years ago. It worked out. Let's see what these people have to say. The thing that's really hard for me.
Well, just wait. We're going to be back. I think there's some more that's going to be programmed and it's going to be back. And then there's another one that's going to be the end of this month. I'm going to do a breakdown of the book, and I'm going to post that up. I don't know, this week.
Don't be upset. I don't know what this book is about. Okay? I'm totally new to you and this Blab, but I want to know more about everything that's going on. So, some things in life happen without you even asking for it. Like you may just hit a pothole and you didn't even expect it. But if you're kind of at a very tough spot in life and that lingers, and you've elongated that moment in your life and nothing has changed over some time, that becomes your fault. Sometimes some people may not agree, but some people want all of the attention. Failure of acceptance from family members, friends, growing up in high school, not having friends. Failure and lack of acceptance are the two things that could kind of get you into this kind of realm. Why don't I feel love? Why don't I have that fulfillment in me? And some people want all that attention. I think that to kind of have that equilibrium in your life and have that stability in your life, that solidity, you have to ask yourself, what is it going to take? How much do I want? How much love do I want for me to get up and start loving other people and having that cycle churn and churn and churn and churn? And for me, it just took one. Besides, my parents are always going to love me, but I wanted something more than that because I knew that was inevitable. I wanted someone aside from my family that saw that worth that I knew I had in me. And it just took one. And I got that. That's all I needed. Because if one person could love you and love everything you have, that's all you need. Trust me, it's going to be a rippling effect. You can't ask for it. You can't look for it. You can't go fishing for it. It's going to happen. It's just like money. Money doesn't faze me. I wasn't born with it. I don't know how much I'm going to make in the future. I don't care. I know I'm going to be okay. But if you have a job that you love, and you're good at it, and you put your 100% passion into it, money's going to come. It doesn't matter how much it is. Money's going to come. You're going to be A-okay. Don't think too much into things that don't exist at the time. Work towards what you can get. And that's what this Blab is about, love. It's very easy to come across if you keep it simple.
I like that.
This is good.
I like that. Keep it simple.
It's true, man. Simplicity
Simplicity
is awesome, man. It's hard to be simple in today's society. I mean, you get on Instagram and go see what your friends are doing. I have a friend that freaking, he has a Bentley. That's cool. And he takes a little take a snapshot of his watch on top of his Bentley logo. And that's something small, but a lot of people in today's society look at that like, damn, he's that age and I got that. and he has that, I don't have that, that's going to bring you down a notch if you're not strong the way you need to be. And things like that kind of got in the way of my life. That's how I kind of lost myself and didn't really understand what my path was. But you find it. 27, I learned it when I was 25. Some people learn a lot longer. Some people learn a lot older. So,
but but it's good that you found it. Yep.
Yeah.
That's a good thing that you found something they were too busy running from. I remember many times I say this, that I know I had something more in me. I knew it, but at the same time I was too busy running from it. And I was running from it for a couple of reasons, because sometimes you're just like, okay, what is that? How would I be able to handle that? Or, you know what I mean? You just have so many questions different as to what to do or what you have in front of you. But if you just go ahead and do it anyway, and do it, even though you're scared, but just imagine you could continue to learn along the way of this path that you're going in a positive direction. So that's what it's all about. It's not about pleasing somebody else. It's about making sure that you are right within you. So therefore, whatever you put out is what you're going to get back. And so if you put out negative, trust and believe negative will come back. But if you put out positive will show up and show out and speak on your behalf. And so that's what this amazing thing is all about, of just letting other people know that we all have a walk, and all our walks may be different, but our walks are so similar in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And so that's why it's good to be able to just share our messages and just let other people know that you are truly not alone in this journey called life. And so with that being said, Miss Brittany, I thank you. I thank you for allowing me to be able to pour into you. But, it's just an amazing connection that we have made along this journey, and seeing how much you have grown, and you're speaking on stages, and you have a major plan that's in place. That's what it's about, just to be able to help somebody else, because you walk the walk. And I'm proud of you. I'm so, so proud of you. And so, Brittany, what's the message that you would like to take home to be able to let people know not only how to get in contact with you, but I want you to make sure you end this amazing blab with a powerful message that they can remember. Who is Britney Clark? So it's yours.
Oh, wow. You're going to set me up for that? Really?
Yeah.
First, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. Razzie, thank you so much for coming. And I think the main thing that I want everybody to take away is that loving yourself, learning to love yourself is a journey, right? Like, I'm 25, and like Razzie, you said you learn to love yourself at 25, but there's going to be more experiences in life that cause a deeper love for yourself, right? Because life's going to knock us in the face, right? And then at 28, now you have to learn to love yourself on a different level, because you've grown in different ways. So I think the main thing, like you said, everyone's journey is going to be different. I had both of my parents too. I still ran into different things because I was naive, right? Because I'm thinking, okay, everybody is going to love me like my parents love me, but running into those people and situations, you learn that, yeah, it's a cold world out here, but I can still be true to who I am. I can still love myself and not allow my environment and allow different things that come my way to mold on who I am. So I think it's, first learning to love yourself, knowing your environment, knowing the type of people that are in your life, because some people can try to get close to you just to tear down that light, like not everybody can handle your light and the love that you have for yourself. So first, just being aware of your environment and the people that are in your life. And then two, spending time by yourself. Like, I meditate every morning for an hour, just by myself, understanding, what are my thoughts? What am I trying to get accomplished today? What am I going to do today? And then checking in with myself at night and reading affirmations, Eric Thomas, that's my guy.
Yeah.
Listen to him every morning, and just different things that feed it.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, like feed into different things that I already know, right? Because it that's kind of our like human nature. When somebody says you are beautiful, yeah, I know I'm beautiful, but that affirmation helps me to really, be in attune to that. So that type of thing, like, it's learning to love yourself is truly a commitment that you decide every day. Because if you don't commit to it, like, someone can be like, you're ugly. You know, I don't appreciate what you do, and those words become your truth. But when you commit to say, I love myself, I don't care what happens today. I don't care if I lose my job. I don't care if my boyfriend breaks up, my girlfriend breaks up me. Whatever happens, I love myself. And that's one keeps you sane, and it keeps you at peace with yourself. And when you're at peace with yourself, things just come your way. And you know, the law of the universe, you know, the law of attraction is just going to come to you based off what you feed off of yourself. So that's what I'm going to leave everybody with. My name is Britney Clark. You can find me on Twitter, Britney Clark _. You can find me on Facebook, Britney, BRITNEYL Clark. And my email, BritneyClark85@gmail.com, with any questions, any thoughts, any comments, any feedback. And I'm just grateful for you, Miss Vanessa, for allowing me to share my story. And I'll continue to share it every day. You know, it's like, y'all, we don't have to wait till we on Blab. You know, somebody at work you see having a bad day, give them a hug. You know, no, don't give them a hug. That could be sexual harassment. Give them a you know, encouragement. You know, a word in our life will truly be. I'm a hugger, but no, don't give them a hug.
She
but,
thinks ahead.
You know, just smile, or you know, leave them a note. You know, like, or whatever. Like, you're awesome, and you know, you never know how much that can change somebody's day. So that's all I have.
Oh, well, Brittany, make sure that you go into the group and you put your information there, just in case. So 2 or 3 more blabs to go.
Yeah.
And that's going to be next Wednesday, I believe. We're going to have one next Wednesday. And so I will be posting that information up and sharing with you guys so you can be able to join us, because it's going to be for the month of May of just empowering you. And then I will also be able to close out again with the book, a breakdown of the book. Okay. So with that being said, you have to know you are worth your love. If somebody else is not giving you that love you. You have to say it to yourself every day.
It's all in you.
If you have to post this messages up, whatever that is, so you can start building your self-esteem back up, do it. People may think you crazy, but remember, this is for you. It's not for them. You are your own competition. So that means if you're going to be the competitor within yourself, then make sure that both parts is good. Both parts. You know, you want to make sure that heart keeps beating on strong, because the blood won't flow if that heart is not going strong. You want to keep it going stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. Do it every day. You are worth that love, okay? So I thank you guys so much. You don't understand that this year has been something on me. I hear my soul. I appreciate it. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Thank you. We hope you come back for the remaining of the series. It's going to be posted all on social media. And so, my name is Vanessa Canteberry. I can be found at inspiredbyvanessa.com and also inspiredbyvanessa@gmail.com. I will also put my information in the Break the Cycle of Brokenness event page. And you could be able to connect with me and also with Britney, other amazing people that's in that page. So enjoy your evening, and thank you for dealing with us with these technical issues. The devil is busy, but he did not win. You guys have a blessed evening.